From hopping on the wings of a flying jet to bungee jumping off a bridge almost 1,000 feet in the air, Dude Perfect is the definition of crazy. And here are some of their best bucket list moments. Alrighty, let's kick off this conversation with the desert bucket list video by the one and only Dude Perfect. They took a trip to Qatar, and boy, oh boy, did they have a blast. They went dune bashing, rode on the world's tallest indoor roller coaster, and visited all 8 FIFA World Cup stadiums. Talk about an action-packed adventure. But let's get to the juicy stuff, the best part of the video. The world's largest and tallest indoor roller coaster in Qatar. This ride was so epic that even the fearless Dude Perfect crew was scared. The roller coaster was insanely fast, and the visuals were absolutely stunning. I mean, who wouldn't be a little scared riding on a roller coaster that's larger than life itself? Now, here's the kicker. Cody was almost too tall to ride the roller coaster. Can you believe it? But he came up with a genius solution: taking off his shoes. It may seem silly, but it worked like a charm. I guess size really does matter when it comes to riding roller coasters. Honestly, this roller coaster ride was one of the funniest bucket list moments I've ever seen. It definitely deserves to be mentioned on this list. Watching the Dude Perfect crew get scared out of their minds is always a good time. And hey, it's not every day you get to ride on the world's largest and tallest indoor roller coaster in Qatar, right? All in all, this wasn't really a stunt that blew me away. But the great thing about it was just seeing their reactions. It was hilarious, wholesome, and to make things better, it's something anyone can do. So, anyone ready to join me on my next trip to Qatar? But if you were looking for even more thrill, get ready for some heart-stopping action. Because I'm about to talk about their South African bucket list video. This time, they've gone above and beyond to bring us some of the most insane stunts ever captured on camera. And let me tell you, it's not for the faint-hearted. First things first, the bungee jump of a lifetime. Now, this wasn't just any ordinary jump, my friends. They jumped off the Blokran's Bridge, which just happens to be the second highest bungee jumping destination in the world. No biggie, right? Except for the fact that they jumped about 708 feet down. Can you even imagine the adrenaline rush? It's one of those stunts that you can feel in your legs just by watching it. And let me be real with you, I'd never want to do it myself, but I definitely want to watch it on repeat. But wait, there's more. They also went paragliding, fed some elephants, chilled with penguins, and even got involved in rhino rescue. These guys really know how to pack their bucket list with some unforgettable experiences. And I have to give them props for using their platform to raise awareness about rhino poaching and the need to save the species.
Oh, beautiful shot, man. Well done. Beautiful. All done. Good.
Now, as if all of that wasn't enough, the best part of the video was when they got to meet some of their incredible fans. I mean, who wouldn't want to meet the Dude Perfect crew? They're like the superheroes of entertainment. I can only imagine the excitement on the fans' faces when they got to meet their idols in person. All in all, the South Africa bucket list video is a must-watch for anyone looking for some adventure inspiration. From bungee jumping to animal encounters, it's got it all. Let's be real, we could all use a little more excitement in our lives, right? And don't worry, I'm about to show you a lot more excitement from the Dude Perfect crew.
I just got really nervous. So also on the left-hand side, you're going to come up next to Lion's Head. Absolutely gorgeous.
Now, let's move on to one of the most insane stunts in the history of stunts. And no, it's not jumping out of a plane or tightrope walking across the Grand Canyon. It's something even more ridiculous than that. It's called wing walking. And the Dude Perfect crew did it for their vehicle's bucket list video. Let me break it down for you. Wing walking is when you climb out of a biplane while it's in the air and then stand on its wings. Yes, you heard that right. These guys literally stood on a moving airplane. If that's not the definition of insanity, I don't know what is. Now, I'm sure you're wondering who had the balls to do this. Well, it was none other than Cody Jones, the most insane member of the Dude Perfect crew. He trained for hours, strapped on the tiniest harness in the world, and braved up to stand on the wings of a flying biplane. And let me tell you, it was epic. The best part, Cody didn't even look scared. He was just enjoying the thrill of it all, like he was taking a leisurely stroll through the park. Meanwhile, I was watching the video with my heart pounding out of my chest, wondering how this was even possible. I have to give Cody major props for pulling off this insane stunt. It takes a special kind of crazy to stand on the wings of a flying biplane, and he did it with style and grace. I mean, I probably would have passed out from fear or motion sickness or both. But not Cody. He's a true adrenaline junkie, and I respect the hell out of him for it. In the end, wing walking is not for the faint of heart. It's a stunt that requires a whole lot of courage and a little bit of insanity. But if you're ever feeling brave enough to try it, just remember that Cody Jones did it first, and he did it like a boss. And finally, it's time to talk about the time the Dude Perfect crew had an aircraft carrier adventure. I'm talking about when they hopped on board the USS Nimitz. If you thought your personal floating island was cool, wait until you hear about this aircraft carrier. The Dude Perfect crew had the ultimate experience of living on the USS Nimitz, and once again, it's not for the faint of heart. You are literally in the middle of the ocean with nothing but runways and jets surrounding you. Talk about intimidating. But the guys didn't let that stop them. In fact, they kicked off their adventure by doing something that sailors on the Nimitz probably never do: catching live fish in the middle of the ocean. I mean, who needs pre-packaged meals when you can catch your own dinner, right? The Dude Perfect crew might have just made history by being the first people ever to catch fish on an aircraft carrier. Not bad for a bunch of dudes with fishing poles. But let's be real, the highlight of this video was their collab with the Blue Angels. These guys are the oldest flight demonstration crew in the world, and they pull off some mind-boggling stunts. And of course, Dude Perfect couldn't resist getting in on the action. They got on some stunt jets that flew just inches apart from each other while going a crazy 400 miles an hour. That's enough to make anyone's heart race. The excitement and fear in their eyes were palpable as they pulled off some death-defying maneuvers. Honestly, I don't know how they kept their cool, because I would have been screaming like a little kid. But hey, that's why they're Dude Perfect, and I'm just sitting here talking about it. And those were the best Dude Perfect bucket list moments.